It's a beautiful night, and one and onlys, and one of a kinds will feel this way all over the world, and it's only tonight, 'cause it's a beautiful night.
It is a beautiful night for Mary Pierce. At age 30, she hopes her 13th U.S. Open will be the lucky one. 22-year-old Kim Clijsters has never won a major. Once again, she's a victory away from her most beautiful night. In the bright city lights, primetime tennis, the Women's Championship. Saturday night neons in the city that never sleeps, New York, New York. A marquee evening across the East River here in Queens. The Grand Slam Championship, the U.S. Open, celebrating the history of the best women who ever played. Billie Jean King, 4-time champion. Chris Evert won it 6 times. Martina Navratilova, a 4-time champion. 5-time winner Steffi Graf. Serena and Venus, between them, they've raised 4 treasured trophies here. And for the woman who wins tonight, it will be the first time her name is added to that illustrious list. As CBS Sports proudly presents the women's final of the 2005 United States Open Tennis Championships. Well, as the song says, it is a beautiful evening in New York. And for either Mary Pierce with 2 Grand Slam victories in her portfolio at a tennis age of 30, or for 22-year-old Belgian Kim Clijsters 4 times to a Grand Slam final, 4 rejections, this will be a night of beauty. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dick Enberg. Welcome to Arthur Ashe Stadium. Sold out 23,000. Delighted to be joined by Mary Carrillo and Hall of Famer John McEnroe. John, Kim Clijsters, before the championship began, you selected her. She's had a tremendous summer, won 3 tournaments coming in.
Well, you said it, Dick. She's the hottest player on the tour. She's the fittest player on the tour, and I think the most deserving to win this event this year. The question is, can she keep her nerve? That was the problem in the other finals. She passed 2 tests here with flying colors. She was a set and 4-2 down against Venus Williams in the quarters. She came roaring back. She tired out Venus Williams and pulled that out convincingly, 6-1 in the third. This is where I thought she could go away. Maria Sharapova did not give up, save 5 match points in the second set. Took it to a third set. That's where you thought, oh no, please, not again, Kim. Don't let it slip from you. She's still strong. She showed some real mental toughness, and I believe that this is her time finally, Dick. I think it's Kim Clijsters' match for the taking.
30 years old doesn't sound ancient, does it? But the oldest woman in the last, in the Open era is Margaret Court, who was 31. So it's a tall duty for Mary Pierce.
Well, it is. And, Kim, as Sean says, has been so tough, very resourceful, great counterpuncher. Mary Pierce's game is much less subtle than Kim Clijsters. I mean, she's the ultimate puncher, and when she's having a bad day, she can go away pretty quickly. In her semifinals against Elena Dementieva, she was performing far below her gifts in that first set, and Dementieva played beautifully. Took that first set, and it was all about Dementieva running well, responding well to everything. But after that first set, Pierce was treated for 2 separate injuries, and the timeout she took lasted 12 minutes. When they got back out on the court, Mary Pierce was a different player, a much better player, more focused, went for her shots, and all those big shots were connecting. Dementieva was much diminished by that. So now Pierce finds herself in this final. Dick, we watched her warm up today, and she says she feels fine. She'll be taped up again tonight. So fitness should not be a factor. The big factor will be, can Mary Pierce just keep plugging away, hitting those winners against the world's best counterpuncher in Clijsters?
She's on a 5-year cycle, won the Australian 10 years ago. She won the French Open 5 years ago. This could be the year for Mary Pierce. Coming up, the 2005 women's final. Who will be crowned as the newest Queen of Queens? We'll find out shortly as our CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the 2005 Open Tennis Championships continues right after this. The largest tennis theater in the world to determine tonight the final Grand Slam winner of this 2005 season. Let's go down to the pre-match ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. To perform America the Beautiful tonight, joined by the United States Marines, 6th Communications Battalion, Brooklyn, New York, and the Songs of Solomon Inspiration Ensemble from Harlem, please welcome international superstars and Columbia recording artists Il Divo and Tony Award-winning Broadway actress, film and recording star, Idina Menzel.
There are times when we have been challenged as a city, a nation, and as a global community. This past year, we have endured so much all over the world, most recently right here in America's Gulf states. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to pause to honor those whose lives have been lost or changed forever, as well as to honor those who have come to their aid. Let's all join together in a moment of silence and hope.
A moving start to this evening. God bless America, land that we love.
Back at the National Tennis Center in New York, Kim Clijsters and Mary Pierce getting set to play for a first ever U.S. Open championship. Beautiful Unisphere, and now the players taking the court at Arthur Ashe Stadium. Kim Clijsters, Mary Pierce, such a huge moment for both of these women. And we welcome you now to our CBS Sports studio inside Arthur Ashe Stadium. Bill McAtee along with U.S. Davis Cup captain Patrick McEnroe. Earlier today, we watched the men, and Roger Federer and Andre Agassi both came through. They'll be in the men's final tomorrow. Federer, the top seed, beat Leighton Hewitt for the 9th straight time.
Well, a lot tougher this time. Well, it looked like it might be pretty routine again. Remember, they played in last year's U.S. Open final. Third set now, Federer up 2 sets to love. Hewitt had some chances. In fact, a bunch of set points in the second set. Couldn't capitalize. He wins this third, but then Federer regains control in the fourth set. 3 hours it took Roger Federer, but he's through to his second straight U.S. Open final in 4 sets.
Meanwhile, 35-year-old Andre Agassi had to play a third consecutive 5-set match, but he survives Robbie Ginepri.
Well, the surprising youngster, the 22-year-old Robbie Ginepri, and Agassi at 35 years of age, doing it the hard way throughout the entire tournament. You know, he used to punish people. Now he's punishing himself as well, having to work so hard. That drop shot gave him the break. His wife, Stephanie Graf, happy. And then what a final set. He played 17 winners and just 3 unforced errors. Agassi into his 6th U.S. Open final.
He said he enjoyed it immensely because he doesn't know how many more chances he's going to have. So it'll be Roger Federer looking for back-to-back championships here, and Andre Agassi seeking a 3rd U.S. Open trophy. The men's championship tomorrow afternoon following the NFL on CBS. And Patrick, what are Andre's chances?
Well, I think they're pretty slim. But the good news for Andre is that Roger Federer had a tough match today. He played the second match of the day. Andre had some more time to recover. 3-hour match for Federer. Agassi is going to come out, and as he said, he's going to let it fly. He's been letting it fly in 5-set matches. If he can get off to a quick start, get an early lead, he's got a shot.
That's tomorrow. The women's championship is next. Kim Clijsters and Mary Pearson will rejoin Dick Enberg, John McEnroe, and Mary Carrillo when we continue live from New York on this super Saturday night from the Open on CBS.
And the feeling's right. Oh, this is ladies' night. Oh, what a night. Oh, what a night. Oh, this is ladies' night. And the feeling's right.
Back at the National Tennis Center across the East River in Queens, Flushing Meadows, New York, Corona Park. Beautiful evening, and the weather has just been sensational for 10 days after a very hot, humid start, mid-70s. No wind that should affect play seriously as 2 finalists warm up. Kim Clijsters is only 22, and she's already won 27 women's titles, but not a major. Bill's in Belgium, her home.
That's 2 o'clock in the morning back in Belgium, and all over, especially in the city she's from, but all over Belgium there are big screen TVs set up in bars and restaurants, watching to see if Clijsters is ready to take her first major.
Very popular. She's one of the wonderful people playing tennis. Even the players themselves quick to claim that. She talked with Mary Jo Fernandez before coming on court.
Kim, you've played 2 big hitters in Venus Williams and Maria Sharapova. Will that help you tonight against the power of Mary Pierce?
I hope so. I think Mary is she's a very strong player and a strong girl too. So I'll definitely have to be out there and moving fast and moving my feet a lot. So I'm just gonna go out there and enjoy it.
Are you as calm as you look?
I feel pretty good. I'm just very happy to be in the situation that I am, and especially after missing, most of last year, I'm just very happy to be going out here and to play, probably in front of the best crowd out on the tennis tour.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
She did have serious wrist surgery last year, missed 8 months of the season. Here's her trip to the finals.
Well, the last 2 matches in particular were huge for her. Got down, as we mentioned, a set and a break to Venus, pulled that out. Sharapova could have been problematic, got through there in 3 as well.
Clijsters loves the theater. She wants tickets to see Mamma Mia. Well, she can look across the net, and there she is, Mamma Mia, at age 30. Mary Pierce, Canadian-born, raised in the U.S., trains in the U.S., dual citizenship, plays for France. And at 30, having her best year in a terrific summer, 22-2, and she, too, before taking the court, had a chance to visit with Mary Jo Fernandez.
Mary, you're looking to win your third Grand Slam title. Kim's looking to win her first. How might that help you tonight?
I guess the one word would be experience. You know, I'm feeling great. I feel great this whole tournament. Really excited to be here, first time in my career, so I'm just going to give everything I have.
Your quad is taped tonight. How's that feeling? And your back as well?
Back is okay. It was just something stuck, and then we were able to free that up. And the leg is actually feeling a lot better today than I thought it would, so I'm happy about that.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Mary did not lose a set until that match with Elena Dementieva seemed in serious trouble, but the miracle of modern training.
That's the nice way of putting it. She's had some big wins, though, to beat Justine Henin-Ardenne in straight sets, destroyed Mauresmo, and then that's the match that you alluded to, Dick, where the 12-minute break occurred after the first set, and she came roaring back. If she plays as well as she played that last set and a half, 2 sets, it's going to be a really close match with Clijsters.
You see Henin-Ardenne beaten in the 4th round. It was Henin-Ardenne who played Clijsters 2 years ago on this night for the championship, and Henin-Ardenne victorious, but she too has been suffering through injuries and illness. Beaten in the 4th round, and the surrounding area in Queens celebrating this major night of women's tennis.
Credit to Mary Pierce for all that she's been through with the shoulder problems, injuries. She lost her fitness after winning that French in 2000. I've seen her at so many events where she was working her way back into shape, getting her confidence back. And what a chance for her at 30 to win her 3rd major.
Best 2 or 3 for the title. And Pierce will serve to open the championship match. She will be very deliberate, always has been on her service games, as a routine. Thoughtfully takes her time before serving.
Well, Pierce, especially in the early days, really took a lot of time, made a lot of, these kind of adjustments. No, sometimes she'd go way over the allotted time in between points. She was very surprised when she came off the court last night that so much was made of the 12-minute break she had. I honestly don't think she knew that it was such a big deal that it maybe affected the match. She's a little flaky in that way, Mary. She kind of gathers herself and takes a lot of deep breaths, and she's got like a space continuum situation. That's time and space don't always. She's not always on the same wavelength as the rest of us.
There is that allowance in athletics, not just in tennis.
They say athletes live in their own world, live in a bit of a bubble, but if she didn't realize that was going to be a big deal afterwards, she's got less experience than I thought.
You see that right thigh heavily wrapped, as it was after the first set that she lost it to Dementieva, and then she moved like a deer after that, so certainly must help. .30-15, his first game, important in establishing
It's important for us establishing our rhythm in the booth. I think that's how important. Things change often, particularly in the women's game.
Just missed. So 30-all, and you had a chance to see the great retrieving talent of this woman, Kim Clijsters, and she'll go into almost a full split when she's taken wide and then able to recover and race back to the other corner. Her mother, a championship gymnast in Belgium. Her dad, an outstanding player of the year in soccer in that country.
Mary Pierce has been as high as 3 in the world. In 2000, when she won the French, she would finish the year at 7. The next year, Dick, she finished at 130. And slowly but surely, she's worked her way back up the rankings to get to this U.S. Open final. Finds herself down already break point. Clijsters, as usual, looks like she's moving well.
Chance for Clijsters to strike first.
Mary Pierce is one of the better serves on the tour. She's going to need to use that to her advantage, win some free points like she did there.
Through 6 matches, Pierce has served at 70%, and she's won 75% of her first serve. So that just speaks to how well she's been performing in this area. Better than Clijsters. But another break point. And another adjustment.
This is one terrific athlete, Kim Clijsters. Because she's been unable to capture a Grand Slam title, some have questioned her strength in crucial pressure spots in the big ones. Only natural, but has that tag of being the best player without a major. Tonight could be the night. And Clijsters has the early lead. Now Clijsters to serve with that break of Pierce's opening game.
Clijsters, considering how little she played last year, is as fit as I've ever seen her. I mean, the wrist, it was her left wrist that caused all the problems, so that allowed her to keep training the legs, and I'll tell you, she is moving remarkably well. Clijsters has been #1 in singles and doubles. She's got some serious credentials, but I don't care how fit or fast you are, you can't track that ball down. Mary Pierce strikes a very clean ball when given some time.
2 years ago, became the #1 player in doubles as well when with Ai Sugiyama she won both Wimbledon and the French Open doubles. Ripping that forehand.
Not holding back.
30-15. Mary Pierce gets her rackets for free, but hasn't got a racket contract and hasn't had a clothing contract since last year either. She gets her shoes. She buys her own clothing, gets her shoes, and in fact, she's down to her last pair of hardcourt shoes tonight. And after she has no representation either, in the same way that Roger Federer operates. Mary has gotten to the point now, she says, at age 30, with all she's been through, she's playing well enough, doesn't want representation, doesn't want to have to answer to sponsors. Wow.
Andre Agassi, the oldest man of the 128 that entered this 2005 championship, is through to the finals. Mary Pierce, one of the oldest on the women's side at 30, trying to win the title. Just long. So consolidating her early lead. Clijsters to love.
Clijsters leads 2 games to love. First set.
Lowest seeds to reach the women's championship. You see, Pam Shriver was 16th seed, but failed in the final, as did Turnbull and Sukova. And Serena Williams lost as the number 10 seed 4 years ago. So Pierce trying to undo that pattern.
Pam losing to Chris Evert in that final, and Pammy's not here with us this year because she's expecting twins.
We miss her and wish her well. They're soon to arrive. Tennis Super Saturday at the Open, and there the 5-set result as Agassi defeats Robbie Ginepri. Roger Federer taken to 4 sets and dismissed number 3 seed Leighton Hewitt. Hewitt and Clijsters were engaged a year ago at this time. Since then, that relationship was broken, and Hewitt is married and expecting a child with his new wife soon.
Pierce is going to have to hit a lot of winners because she will make a lot of errors as well. Quieter numbers from Kim Clijsters, but already 6 errors from Mary against 3 winners. And we're only in the 3rd game, and she hasn't won one yet. Hopefully she'll get it going, because she was in another major final this year, the French Open, and never got it going against Justine Ardern, Roland Garros.
She was rolled out 6-1, 6-1 in that final.
It was tough. Apologized to the fans in French when it was all over.
Just wide.
Well, it was a terrific recovery from Pierce. Her brother and coach right there, David. It took a couple of days to get over that French Open loss, and then Pierce acquitted herself very well at Wimbledon, got to the quarters, and then has had a hard-court summer season, second only to the woman returning serve.
On the sideline for a 106-mile-an-hour ace. We saw in the Friends box with brother David, younger than Mary, Nick Bollettieri, famed academy down in Florida, and Bradenton has been a platform for so many outstanding players as they've grown into this game, and Pierce, one of those, still trains there. It's Clijsters leading 2-1 in the opening set. One of the great ladies of this game, Chris Evert, 6 times a champion here. Most in the modern era. Helen Wells Moody, have to go all the way back to the 20s and 30s, won 7 titles.
Kim Clijsters certainly has the edge in terms of movement, but Mary Pierce to me seems more self-assured on this surface. I know she got to the finals of the French and has won there, but she's got such strong legs herself that I think the hard courts is her best bet at this point. She's hitting the ball very hard early in this match.
Look at that beautiful foot movement.
Little cat and mouse from Pierce and Clijsters, and it's Kim who eventually takes that short ball and puts it away.
Pierce tried to get Clijsters way off beyond the baseline, but Clijsters just kept looking for her chance to attack. And even when she's pinned beyond the baseline, she maintains great length on her shots, Clijsters. Pierce is looking for a loose ball, and Clijsters is very stingy about that. Her defensive is offensive to most players.
Second serve just inside both lines, and crowd applauding someone who made a good grab in the stands.
And gets to keep that as a souvenir of the tennis ball, a new addition to fan-friendly U.S. Open activity. Ball goes in the crowd, it's yours. Another point for Clijsters to lead 3-1. And she does hold for the 3-1 lead. Well, here at the Open, the players, fans, those of us at CBS, those victims of Hurricane Katrina are in our thoughts, and we encourage everyone to give generously to the relief efforts. You can help by calling 1-800-HELP-NOW. To Kim Clijsters' credit, she was one of the first to step forward. A week ago, she donated $25,000 to the cause. That frightening screech that Clijsters delivers as she comes to full stop in that near split position.
Yeah, it brings out the oohs and ahs in the crowd every single time.
Just think, Johnny Mac, with all your talent, if you'd had that too.
Yeah, right. She's trying to hug the baseline, Pierce, but that's not easy to do. And Mary alluded to the depth of Clijsters' shots, and she's got some pop on her ball as well. It's high-risk tennis. The ball skidding like that. Clijsters' forehand return, and you got to time it just right. She caught it late, missed it badly.
These were the top two performers in the U.S. Open series that preceded the championship. 4 tournaments. Clijsters won 3 of them. Pierce won in San Diego. So they both will get a substantial bonus for their terrific play leading into this Grand Slam event. 100% to whatever Clijsters wins, 50%, Pierce being second to her winnings.
Oh, we spoke about how beautifully Pierce has served in getting to this final. 70% coming into this match. Well, she's at 47% now. And she faces 2 more break points. She's already been broken.
Only 81 miles on that last second serve. And another miss. One save. Another chance for Clijsters to go up a double break.
It's interesting. Clijsters knows how much time Mary Pierce takes in between points, so she's doing the same. Try not to get frustrated by it. She's stepping out of the batter's box as well, Kim.
And then right back, planted on that baseline.
She had that one lined up. She had Pierce beat and clipped the top of the tape. Mary a little lucky there. That's something you practice. That's like practicing a return to be ready for an opponent. She's practicing getting herself ready so that she doesn't sit around and wait too long for Pierce's serve. Yeah, that shot she's not handled well in this match. Clijsters slicing that forehand nice and low. You can see that underspin makes the ball skid a little bit. Not a good start for Mary.
Ooh, good second serve. That had plenty of bite.
That bite, but Kim really played that defensively, moving backwards. And she's at the baseline, went back 4 or 5 feet. I'd like to see her step in. She's already up a break here.
So 4 break points now for Clijsters. Converted 1 to win the opening game. And has another double break lead, 4-1 Clijsters. Flag of Belgium, the Triborough Bridge lighted in the background. Small country with 2 outstanding world top 10 tennis stars, and Justine Henin-Ardenne and the server Kim Clijsters, who has a double break lead now at 4-1.
Well, that's what Mary Pierce does best. When she's got time to line up her shots, she's very difficult to deal with, particularly on that second serve, looking to be very aggressive.
Here's a low 30 opening for.
Second serve.
Triple break point, Pierce. Get one of those breaks back. Against a woman who has won 23 in a row this summer. Best since Steffi Graf 11 years ago. And the double fault. Pierce gets one of the two breaks back. It's 4-2 as we remind you Thursday on the premiere of Survivor, 16 new castaways will be tested like never before. But first, the swing vision. Super slow motion, the musculature.
Well, she's like her dad, who was a great soccer player in Belgium. She's got his legs, and they're so strong. And she's got flexibility, strength, and quickness, the whole package.
Nice stuff from Pierce. You'd expecting the longer rallies to favor Clijsters, not Mary, because Clijsters is a better mover, better retriever. But she played a sloppy game that last one, Kim. And now Mary Pierce, knowing that she's back in this set, seems to be playing that way. She's definitely gone down some, Kim. Now she's lost 6 of the last 7 points to Pierce, largely on errors.
Most of those off the forehand.
Which has been the single biggest shot she's had at this year's championships.
Next, first serve.
She often goes through these patches where she's got moments of brilliance, but then seemingly either tightens up, loses her concentration, and suddenly plays a couple poor games like what's happened here. And she's got to try to minimize those, Clijsters.
Fired long. But at 40 low, no harm yet.
Well, again, it's an unsubtle game Mary Pierce owns.
Look at this effort.
I forgot to mention strong ankles, too.
Pierce holds. She's back in this opening set, although down a break. Back after this message from your local station. Mary Pierce trying to dig out of a 2-break deficit during the changeover. The trainer called out, looking at the wrapping on the right thigh, but did nothing but just converse with Pierce. Quickness paying off for Clijsters.
Well, first of all, it was a great point. Secondly, they're happy that Mary Pierce moved as well as she did in that point. And thirdly, thankful that there's some quality stuff being played out there. Clijsters back on track here. Still up a break. In a winning position, this 4-set, 4-3, 30 love.
Critical game for the server after she won off the last 2 games.
Pierce tried to slow Clijsters down on that serve. She just went ahead and served, but made an easy error. Maybe she watched Agassi today use that serve so effectively, slicing it away from her opponent there, the way Andre did with Ginepri.
3, Clijsters, a game from the opening set. Two survivors in Queens playing for a coveted major title tonight.
On the next changeover, Mary Pierce is just going to get that tape job of hers adjusted. You can see it's hanging down a little bit. So hopefully it's just a cosmetic change. At the end of the set, Mary will get a longer break and 2 minutes in between sets, so that should be plenty of time. And she won't be accused of gamesmanship.
Yeah. So she loses this game, the set will be over, and it will be the next changeover. So.
Some real wattage coming off the court, off the rackets of both women. Again, because Pierce isn't as mobile as Clijsters, she gave up a short shot, and Kim took full advantage.
Pierce tried to give her a different look, took something off a number of those shots, and Clijsters was able to control that point.
That was the longest rally, 18 shots. And now double set point for Clijsters.
A couple of people booed in the crowd when those trainer came out in the last changeover. So Mary's not going to be able to do what she did yesterday, I don't believe. I don't think the crowd's going to put up with it this time. With Kim 2 set points away, that would be a good omen for her. 2 set points here to win the first set.
And only once in the last 15 years, as you saw, has a woman lost the first set. That was Arantxa Sanchez Vicario 11 years ago, and went on to win in 3. Eighth chance to break here in the opening set. Clijsters owns the opening set. 6 games to 3. 37 minutes. The 2 new fountains out in the plaza here at the National Tennis Center outside Arthur Ashe Stadium, part of the beautification. Mary Pierce, who had looks more cosmetic than anything else. As you could see, it was kind of drooping there in the first set, tidying that up, and now Mary Pierce has taken a bathroom break. Second set coming up. Pierce quickly returns, about to start the second set. Clijsters in her 5th Grand Slam final and defeated her previous 4 times. A classic at the French Open, Jennifer Capriati in the longest final ever at the French for the women, a 12-10 conclusion 4 years ago. And then the last 3, she ran into her neighbor, Justine Arden, and Arden captured all 3 finals.
Pierce just has to stop doing that. She took 4.5 minutes at the end of that first set, which, by the way, is too long. And she continues to make adjustments. The fact of it is that Kim Clijsters was given that first set in a lot of ways from Mary. More than half the points that Clijsters won in that first set were errors from Pierce. More than half. She didn't even have to fight for it. And it's happening again to start the second.
2 more errors for Pierce. She has but 5 winners and 19 unforced errors. Clijsters 13 errors on her side.
That's not meaning a whole lot at the moment, except that score.
Oh, what a shot of the moon tonight.
Thank you.
Saturday night in the Big Apple. Mary Pierce now down a set. Needs desperately to come up with a solid service game here and fires wide on her first point.
She gave that shot away way too early. Very unconfident looking play by Mary Pierce. Kim Clijsters does the right thing. Sees her coming in, just hits the ball nice and low, and there's never a chance for her there.
Clijsters now perfect coming forward. 7 out of 7 at the net.
Pierce moved in too late. She could have come in behind a shot 2 strokes ago.
Mary, this was a very makeable volley. I mean,
she should have come in right there. Missed this one. Mixed the volley off of that second shot.
Norman looking like a fish out of water up there in net.
There we go.
1 break point erased. 2 more for Clijsters to grab the lead here in the second set.
She's like Sharapova. She's better off taking a swing at the volley.
She's better off when she starts smiling because it loosens her up a little bit.
Clijsters grabs the lead. 2-love in the second, up a set. A reminder, after tennis tonight at 10, 9 Central, Big Brother here on CBS. And a reminder, tomorrow, the men's final after NFL football, around 4:30. It'll be Andre Agassi and defending champion Roger Federer dueling for this 2005 crown.
Mary Pierce's coach is also her little brother, David, and she told Mary Jo Fernandez after she won the semis that she was thinking of her good friend Pat. Pat O'Sullivan was the Irish woman who homeschooled both David and Mary Pierce. Mary only went up to the 5th grade in her normal school, and then she and David were coached by this woman who's now suffering with cancer. When Mary was a kid, that's the second ace from Clijsters. When Mary was a kid, her father, Jim, was aggravated that the U.S. Federation was spending so much time and effort helping Jennifer Capriati and not his kid. It's one of the reasons why Mary Pierce plays for France in Fed Cup play, the Olympics.
goodness, 3 games, 1 point won by Pierce here in the second set.
This is just like the French Open final.
3 games to love. Second set.
And welcome back to the Empire State. New York, one of its famous landmarks.
Well, they're encouraging Mary Pierce now because this is desperation time at 6-3, 3-love down.
Only one winner in the first 3 games of this set. So this Super Saturday began shortly after noon, and Andre Agassi and Robbie Ginepri, the 22-year-old from Marietta, Georgia, dueled 5 tough sets. Agassi advances at age 35, and then Roger Federer, the reigning champion, world number 1, defeated Leighton Hewitt in 4. Federer and Agassi tomorrow for the men's title.
Talk about up and down.
Elevator action. Fans hoping she'll stay up for a while. Been much too easy for her opponent thus far. Two wins, only 2 defeats. Match tough Mary Pierce this summer. But Clijsters even better. 34-1 on hard courts for Clijsters. For Pierce, 3-1 Clijsters. Arthur Ashe Stadium, the scene tomorrow, a men's final after 4 o'clock in the afternoon following NFL football. Andre Agassi, can he pull it off at 35, win his 9th major title and his 3rd U.S. Open crown? He has to beat the best, Roger Federer, the heavy favorite, to complete back-to-back double-doubles, winning Wimbledon and the U.S. Open in consecutive years. Has not happened in men's play in the Open era. You know it'll be noisy for Agassi here, a sentimental favorite. $23,000 here at Arthur Ashe Stadium. Pleased you joined us for this prime time final. Dick Enberg, John McEnroe, Mary Carrillo.
The crowd certainly helped Mary Pierce yesterday when she rebounded against Dementieva. Trying to give her some energy here in this second set. Clijsters serving well is helping to win some easy points.
And another 4-1 Clijsters. 2 games from the championship. In the crowd of 23,000, Tracy Austin, 2 times the champion, former Mayor David Dinkins. tremendous supporter of this sport.
That is a low percentage shot. And this high-risk tennis is not paying off for Mary Pierce today. That is a solider play. Played the ball safer, hit it firm, flatter. She's more comfortable doing that. Make Kim Clijsters hit a tough passing shot.
Another forehand miss. That's her 15th forehand error, 14th. And she's only had 2 winners from that side.
This is just sucking the life out of this championship evening.
It really is. This could be over in about an hour. The French Open final. Justina and Ardern won against Pierce in 1 hour and 2 minutes. This is pretty much going the same way. It's a pity because Pierce played so well to get to this moment, get to this court on this night. She's had some tremendous wins over the summer and continue to here at the Open. And it's not there for her at all. She's making it easy for Kim Clijsters to take her first ever major title. Fans are trying to help her out. They'd like to see more match.
On the line.
Oh my. Another break for Clijsters. She now serves for this U.S. Open title. This is the 5th women's championship at night, and as you can see, none has gone the distance.
We really haven't had a great one yet, and here's some bad news for Pierce.
But she's had enough already.
Clijsters has only lost 1 point on serve this set. Serving at 92%.
Swinging volley, a little point of emphasis as she's 3 points from the win.
Well, she deserves it.
She does. Nice to see. I mean, she really lost almost all of last year to a very serious wrist injury that threatened her career. This time last year, she was thinking maybe she was going to end up teaching tennis.
Get rid of that label. They haven't won the big one. Can't win the big match. One of the most well-liked players on the tour. I like what you said, Dick. You said yesterday when they asked her why is she too nice to win, she said, Federer, hey, this guy Roger Federer is a good guy. He wins, so well, it's okay if I win too. 3 points away from her first Grand Slam.
Regardless what the old manager Leo DeRocher said.
Right on the line.
Clijsters box, mom, coach, sister. Mother there on the far left. She was the gymnast champion in Belgium.
She gave her the flexibility. Her dad gave her the leg strength. It's a good combination.
There's Mom Els. Just missed. heavy-hitting rally. Pierce trying to go down swinging. Maybe something good will happen here very late in the match. 30 all.
Strange time to change rackets as well as things have been going for Kim. Still only 2 points away.
The second double fault, and it gives Pierce a chance to take back one of those breaks. Driven wide, that defensive lob doesn't work either. So back to deuce at 5-1 second set. Good hitting by Pierce earns her another break point. Fifth ace for Clijsters, well placed at 99 miles an hour. The Belgians celebrate match point. Long. Second championship point. Kim Clijsters is the 2005 champion of the U.S. Open. Up to the family, the friends. The fifth time is the charm for Clijsters. Be careful there.
Yeah, this is the most difficult part of the match here. Watch out. I'm not sure this is the way she should go. Whoa. There they are.
Sister, cousin, mother, coach. emotions of her 22 years pouring out in this ultimate moment of triumph as a tennis player. And for Mary Pierce, a season that has been so great for her, reaching 2 Grand Slam finals, only to be stunned in defeat. 6-1, 6-1 in Paris, and then 6-3, 6-1 tonight. Back with a trophy presentation after this.
As we welcome you back to New York, Kim Clijsters has finally done it, her first Grand Slam, and it would be hard to find a more popular champion among the players in tennis than Kim Clijsters. From Mary Pierce, only 7 winners, 28 unforced errors. But what a night for Kim Clijsters, her family and friends. She is the 2005 U.S. Open Women's Champion. Back with more after this message and word from your local station. Bill McAtee back in New York. Kim Clijsters is the women's champion of the U.S. Open. And now for the trophy presentation, let's go to Dick Enberg.
Thank you, Bill. And thank you, fans, for your support of this great championship. How about a hand for these 2 great finalists? It's my pleasure now to introduce the chairman of the board, the president of the USTA, Mr. Franklin Johnson.
Thank you, Dick. You know, we've had a lot of tennis going on all summer, and it's really been terrific to have the finalists in our U.S. Open series, the winners of that series, Kim Clijsters and Mary Pierce, play here in prime time for the U.S. Open Women's Championships. On behalf of the 670,000 members of the USTA and tennis players and fans around the world, we want to congratulate these 2 finalists for making their way through really a tough field of the best women in the world to get to the finals in many outstanding matches. And now I'd like to congratulate Kim Clijsters on winning her first Grand Slam championship, the 2000. Our 2005 U.S. Open Women's Singles Champion.
And now Mary Pierce. You've had a great summer. You've had a terrific year, 2 Grand Slam finals. You're an inspiration at age 30, you know, for some of us older folks. Congratulations on your year.
Thank you.
You know the feeling. You've been here to receive the Champions Trophy. You know how your opponent tonight. No, you don't get it tonight, but but at the French in Australia, you know the feeling, and so you can identify with your opponent tonight and how she must feel.
Definitely. Kim, congratulations. I'm so happy for you. You're such a sweet girl, and you're a fantastic player. You're really too good today, and you deserve to win. Congratulations.
Well said, and we'll see you at 31. I'm assuming next year you'll be back.
I hope so, Lord willing. I'll be back and healthy and hopefully do one better.
All right. Congratulations, Mary. Thank you. And now on behalf of the USTA, Arlen Kantarian will present our finalists with her trophy for the United States Open 2005. It's my pleasure now to introduce the chairman and CEO of J.P. Morgan Chase, Mr. Bill Harrison. Bill?
Thank you, Dick. Well, it's been another wonderful 2 weeks of tennis here at the U.S. Open. And on behalf of all of my colleagues at J.P. Morgan Chase around the world, I'd like to thank the players, the fans, and the United States Tennis Association for putting on what is the greatest sporting events, or one of the greatest sporting events in the world. And it's only fitting that it's happening in one of the greatest, most exciting cities in the world. So, J.P. Morgan Chase has had a long association with women's tennis, highlighted by the many years that we've been a sponsor here at the Open. And during that time, we've seen the continued emergence of the talent in women's tennis that makes it what it is today. And we've seen the commitment to excellence and the commitment to be the best you can be, values that our firm certainly tries to embrace. And so tonight, let me congratulate two wonderful firms, two wonderful players, and a special thanks to a champion who's had a major breakthrough tonight, her first Grand Slam, a player who I know is loved by everyone as well as being a great player. Kim, I'm pleased to present you with a check for $1,100,000.
Two years ago, we stood here. Justine Anna Arden was the champion, and you had to look off in the distance. The fifth time was the charm. Congratulations, you are now a major champion.
Thank you. Thanks. It's still, very hard to believe, and just it's an amazing feeling to have. I think, especially after being out for so long last year, and it just means so much more, and that's why it's just amazing. I'm a little bit speechless.
So a year ago, you were watching on television. Where were you last year as you watched the final of this U.S. Open?
I was actually here, so I was watching. I was at the tournament. I was recovering as well, and I just started my first rehab and everything. So it was a little bit frustrating, but I'm very happy that's all in the past, and I'm standing here. At
22, the champion of the United States Open. Congratulations, Kim. Oh, she wants to say, she's asked if she could say something else, and of course you can.
I'd just like to say a few words. Can I hold the microphone, or do you want to?
I'm sorry. Can I hold you?
Sure. I just want to thank Mary for all those kind words, and the kind words that she said just after the match. And I've always, when I was younger, I've been a great admirer of her when she was playing, watched her win the Australian Open, and it's not just congratulations for for reaching the finals here, but I think everybody can see how fit she looks and how much work she's put in, and I hope to see you on the tour for a few more years. And then I would like to thank J.P. Morgan Chase, the main sponsor of the U.S. Open. This is such a great event for me to come back to, and I really I really love playing here. I'm not going to make it too long, but I just want to thank a few people in my box. My mom, thank you, Martin, Mark, my coach. It's been an amazing 3 years, and a little bit up and down. Especially last year was a lot of down, but this is definitely back up. So I would like to thank Brian's family for coming out here and for supporting me. And then, a few words to, probably the two most important men in my life at the moment, my dad and Brian. They're watching at home, so, thank you for supporting me, for everything. And then, last thing, the fans here in New York, this is at a lot of Grand Slams. I don't watch a lot of matches on TV, and here, just to see how fired up the crowd gets and how much they get into their matches it's incredible, and so I'm sure all you guys see the Belgian flags out here as well, and I would like to thank all those. So I'm just really looking forward to go home and to celebrate a little bit there with my friends and family and with all the people in Belgium. So thank you, and I'll see you next year.
There's more. Your fans back home in Belgium, let's see, it's 4 in the morning, as I know they're cheering back there, and they'll like this news as well. As you know, Kim finished first in the U.S. Open Series preceding this championship, and the USTA, because of your accomplishments there, are going to present you with a 100% bonus. So your $1.1 million becomes $2.2 million, the largest payday in the history of women's sports. Kim Clijsters, congratulations. Franklin Johnson, will you present the 2005 trophy to the champion? There you have it. The 2005 U.S. Open Women's Champion, Kim Clijsters of Belgium.
Well, poised, gracious, and eloquent, it's easy to see why so many people think the world of Kim Clijsters. And now, finally, she is a Grand Slam champion.